Have you ever wondered why you're waking up 3 or 4 times every night to pee, and somehow you're more tired in the morning than you were before bed? What if I told you that it's not aging, not stress, and not just bad luck, but one silent habit you're doing right before bed that's slowly wrecking your prostate? Yes, a tiny thing you keep doing is sending your prostate into panic mode. And here's the catch. Most men over 50 are doing this exact thing every night, unknowingly sabotaging their health. But stay with me till the end of this video, because the habit you're about to discover might just save your sleep, your bladder control, and even your future in the bedroom. This is not fear-mongering. It's real science, real stories, and real solutions. You've landed on our channel, your trusted space, and our source for proven senior health guidance. So if you're tired of discomfort, of late-night bathroom marathons, and of not feeling like yourself anymore, then get comfortable, because we're about to unravel a truth no one talks about. And remember to like this video and subscribe for more health updates. We post the kind of life-saving information that your doctor might not have time to explain, but your body is begging you to know. Let's rewind for a second. The prostate, a tiny walnut-sized gland tucked right below your bladder, quietly doing its job until one day it doesn't. Now let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you got a full night's sleep without having to stumble in the dark, feeling that sudden, urgent pressure? That's not just age. It's not just normal. It's a warning signal, your prostate saying, "I'm in trouble." Now let me tell you about Raymond. He's 68, strong, healthy-looking, and always sharp. But every night around 2 a.m., like clockwork, he'd wake up to pee. Not once, not twice, 3 times. He thought it was normal. After all, most of his friends complained about the same thing. But something didn't sit right with him. He was tired, he was cranky, and his energy during the day was gone. His wife noticed. His doctor brushed it off. But then Raymond came across one small insight, something that completely changed how he saw his nightly routine. We'll get to Raymond's discovery in just a bit, but first, we need to talk about what's happening inside your body. See, the prostate is sensitive, extremely sensitive to pressure, inflammation, and hormonal changes. But one thing that makes it go from calm to inflamed almost instantly is the way your body handles urination and hydration at night. Now here's where it gets interesting. Studies from top urologists show that prostate inflammation often spikes in men who follow the same bedtime habit every night. It seems innocent. You might even think it's healthy. But it's causing micro-swelling in your prostate that builds up over weeks, months, and eventually years. And no, it's not caffeine, not alcohol, not even spicy food. Those are obvious. This one's more deceptive. But before I tell you what it is, let's take a short journey inside your bladder and prostate during the night. When you lie down to sleep, your body shifts into rest mode. Your muscles relax, your blood pressure stabilizes, and your bladder starts filling slowly. But if the prostate is even slightly swollen, it acts like a tight collar around the urethra. That's the small tube your urine flows through. A swollen prostate compresses that tube just enough to make you feel like you have to go, even when your bladder's barely half full. That's why you keep waking up. That's why the stream feels weak. That's why sometimes you feel like you didn't empty it all, even though you just went 10 minutes ago. But here's the shocking part. The common nighttime habit that's causing this? It's drinking too much water or fluids right before bed. But wait, it's not just the amount. It's when and how you do it. Now you're thinking, come on, drinking water is good. My doctor tells me to stay hydrated. And you're absolutely right. Hydration is essential. But your prostate doesn't care about your daily fluid count at midnight. It cares about the pressure you put on it when it's already inflamed, tired, and trying to heal overnight. See, if you drink a glass, or worse, 2 glasses, of water within an hour before sleep, you're loading your bladder right before you lie down. The bladder fills quickly, puts pressure on your prostate, and triggers a weak, urgent sensation, forcing you to wake up. Over time, this constant nighttime stress creates low-grade inflammation. That inflammation builds. And here's the kicker. It doesn't go away in the morning. It lingers, slowly. Raymond, the man we mentioned earlier, had this exact problem. Every night, he'd watch TV, then head to the kitchen for his nightcap of water, maybe a little juice. He thought he was being healthy, but he was unknowingly overloading his bladder, which was straining his prostate night after night. After weeks of sleepless nights and a sense of frustration that made him feel 10 years older, Raymond made one change. He moved his last fluid intake to 2 hours before bed. Just that. No other medication, no surgery, no complicated routines. And within 1 week, just 7 nights, he went from waking up 3 times to just once. 2 weeks later, he started sleeping through the night again. His energy came back. His focus returned. His mood changed. And all of this from one minor adjustment. Now, you might be wondering, why does this happen more with age? Well, here's something you might not know. As men age, the prostate naturally grows. It's called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. It's not cancer, but it causes that classic stop-and-go urination problem. What most people don't realize is that inflammation accelerates this growth. And the more stress we place on the bladder and prostate during the night, the worse that inflammation gets. It's like poking a sore muscle over and over again, just as it's trying to heal. But here's where things take a more serious turn. Because if this habit continues, it doesn't just stop at sleepless nights. Over time, it can lead to more severe issues, like urinary retention, chronic discomfort, or even increased risk of prostate infections. In some cases, men have ended up needing catheters because their prostate grew so inflamed it physically blocked urine flow. I know it sounds extreme, but this is the long game. The body is patient. It breaks down slowly. And the habits we build every night, even the small ones, determine how our later years will look. Now let's talk about something else most men don't know. The role of nighttime hormones. Melatonin, your sleep hormone, doesn't just help you rest. It also helps regulate your reproductive hormones. But if you keep waking up, those cycles get disrupted. And guess what? That hormonal imbalance can worsen inflammation and throw your prostate completely off balance. It becomes a vicious cycle. Poor sleep triggers inflammation. Inflammation triggers more waking, and the loop continues. We'll dive deeper into how to reset this loop in the next part of the video. We're just getting started. Stay tuned as we uncover the connection between light exposure, prostate pressure, and a hormone most seniors are missing without realizing it. And if you found any of this surprising so far, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates, because this is just one of the many overlooked habits that could be standing between you and real prostate relief. You deserve better sleep. You deserve less stress. And you deserve to age with clarity, strength, and confidence. So, what else could be silently fueling this nightly disruption of your prostate health, aside from those late glasses of water? Let's talk about something seemingly harmless: light. Yes, light. Specifically, the artificial kind that surrounds you before bed. Screens, LEDs, hallway lights, even your bathroom nightlight. Most people don't realize this, but exposing your eyes to artificial light in the late evening suppresses your natural production of melatonin. And that matters far more than you think, especially for your prostate. Remember earlier when I mentioned that melatonin isn't just a sleep hormone? That's true. Research now shows melatonin also helps regulate testosterone balance, immune function, and yes, even inflammation levels in the prostate. When melatonin production drops, inflammation markers can rise. What does that mean? The gland that's already swollen and stressed from years of strain is now being left unprotected, unable to cool down and recover overnight. So picture this. You drink a large glass of water late at night. You sit under bright kitchen or TV light for 2 hours. You doom scroll your phone in bed. Then you try to sleep. Your body's confused. Your bladder's full. Your melatonin is low. And your prostate? It's surrounded by tension and unable to rest. This is why even if you're doing everything right during the day, eating vegetables, walking, taking your vitamins, your nights may be undoing it all. That's the part no one talks about. Now you might say, come on, light can't possibly affect my prostate that much. And I understand your doubt. But let me share a fascinating discovery. In a 2021 clinical review, researchers found that men over 60 who lived in low-light environments at night and kept a consistent sleep-wake cycle had lower rates of nighttime urination, lower PSA levels, and reported stronger libido than those with erratic light exposure before sleep. That's not coincidence. That's biology in motion. And here's where it gets even more interesting. When you combine late fluid intake with bright light and disrupted melatonin, it sets off what researchers call prostatic overactivation. Think of it like this. Your prostate gets the message that something's wrong every night. It braces itself, stiffens, becomes less flexible, and begins producing inflammatory chemicals in defense. Night after night, that damage accumulates. And before you know it, you're not just waking up once or twice. You're fighting off chronic inflammation, irritation, even pain. Raymond, remember him? He took it a step further. After adjusting his fluid intake, he also made one more change. He installed dim amber lighting in his bedroom and turned off screens at least 45 minutes before sleep. The result? Not only did he sleep through the night again, but he also noticed something else. His bathroom visits during the day decreased. His urgency vanished. He felt calmer, less tense. And best of all, he began reconnecting with his wife. Yes, even his intimacy improved. Now I know, this might feel like we're talking about a lot of small things. But sometimes, the key to real change is found in the smallest adjustments. Think of your prostate like a pressure valve. If you reduce just 5 to 10% of the stress on it daily, you create space for healing. Not immediate, not dramatic, but steady, reliable. And this brings us to the real twist in this video, the one thing that many men do in hopes of helping their health that could actually be harming their prostate without them realizing. It's not alcohol, not spicy foods, not even caffeine. It's overhydration. Yes, overhydration. We've been told for years to drink more water, to aim for 8 glasses a day. But for aging men, especially those with even slight prostate enlargement, more isn't always better. Too much water can dilute sodium levels, confuse kidney signals, and put more strain on the bladder-prostate connection. That's not to say you should drink less overall, but rather, you must drink smart. Hydration should happen earlier in the day when your body is active, not when it's winding down. Because when you're still guzzling water after 8 p.m., you're not helping your prostate heal. You're forcing it to work overtime. There's a better way, and here's where the roadmap begins. Start by front-loading your water intake. That means drinking more between 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. That's when your kidneys are most active, your blood flow is strongest, and your bladder can flush without stress. Then, taper your intake in the late afternoon. And finally, stop drinking anything 1 to 2 hours before bed. It sounds simple, almost too simple. But the impact? It's life-changing. And it's not just about sleep. When your prostate gets a break at night, your hormones stabilize, your mood improves, your stress levels drop, even your memory sharpens. That's because everything in the body is connected. The prostate isn't isolated. It's tied to your nervous system, your heart rate, even your brain chemistry. Still with me? Good, because we're about to shift gears. Next, we're going to reveal what many doctors overlook when discussing prostate care, something that could explain why even healthy men develop symptoms out of the blue. You won't want to miss this. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video if you're finding value here. Our mission is to be your go-to source for guidance, your trusted partner, and yes, our source for proven senior health guidance. Stay tuned as we expose the nighttime hormone most seniors are missing and the natural method to restore it without pills or prescriptions. Now, what if I told you that there's a hormone naturally produced by your body that quietly declines after age 50? And this single decline could be responsible for not just your prostate issues, but also your poor sleep, lack of energy, and frequent nighttime urination? It's not testosterone. Everyone talks about testosterone. It's something else. It's DHEA. Dehydroepiandrosterone. Sounds complicated, but it's one of your body's most important hormones. Produced by your adrenal glands, DHEA acts as a precursor, a raw material, for other hormones like testosterone and estrogen. It's like a backstage technician that keeps the hormonal stage running smoothly. But here's the bad news. DHEA production starts dropping in your late 40s and plummets after 60. That drop is slow, subtle, and often overlooked by standard health checkups. But when DHEA dips too low, it triggers a ripple effect. Your body becomes more sensitive to stress. Your inflammation rises, and your prostate loses one of its natural protectors. And what's worse? Stress, mental or physical, burns through DHEA even faster. That means if you're not sleeping well, if you're dealing with chronic worry or tension, or if your body is already under strain from inflammation, your DHEA can hit rock bottom without you even knowing. Now here's where it connects. Recent studies have linked low DHEA levels to increased urinary symptoms in aging men, especially those with benign prostate enlargement. That means your frequent trips to the bathroom may not just be about water or light or aging. They may be your body begging for hormonal balance. But here's the twist. You don't need a prescription to restore it. You don't need hormone replacement therapy. You don't even need to visit a clinic. There's a natural way to encourage DHEA production, and it starts with a practice so ancient yet so overlooked in modern health culture. It's called rhythmic breathing. That's right, not supplements, not medications, just breathing. Specifically a technique called slow and diaphragmatic breathing for 10 minutes before bed. Here's why it works. When you breathe deeply and rhythmically, your body shifts from the stress-driven sympathetic nervous system to the rest and repair parasympathetic state. That switch signals the adrenal glands to calm down. And when the adrenal glands are calm, they begin producing more DHEA naturally, quietly, safely, steadily. Raymond, our 68-year-old friend, incorporated this into his routine. Every night after dimming the lights and 2 hours after his last drink of water, he'd sit on the edge of his bed. He'd inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and pause again for 4. Box breathing, as it's called. 10 minutes of that, then lights out. Within 2 weeks, he wasn't just sleeping through the night. He felt like a new man. His energy was consistent. His mind was sharper. His moods were lighter. And yes, his prostate symptoms dropped by nearly 70% without pills or surgery. All from fixing one habit and introducing a second. Now, let's put the pieces together. You've got your water intake under control. You've dimmed the lights. You've stopped scrolling your phone in bed. You've introduced a simple breathing routine to restore natural hormone balance. That's your foundation. But now we go deeper, because there's one final element that ties everything together. A missing piece most men forget completely. It's movement. Not just any movement, but something called pelvic energy circulation. It's not a workout. It's not squats or push-ups. It's a gentle form of motion designed to keep blood flowing freely through your lower abdominal region, which includes the prostate. Why is this important? Because your prostate doesn't have muscles of its own to pump blood. It relies on the movement of surrounding muscles and ligaments to keep circulation going. When you sit for hours, at your desk, in your car, in front of the TV, those muscles stiffen, blood flow slows, waste builds up, inflammation increases. It's like leaving a faucet dripping into a clogged sink. Sooner or later it overflows. So how do you fix that? By reintroducing small, intentional movements, gentle hip circles, slow pelvic tilts, or even walking in place for 10 minutes before bed. That's all it takes to get things moving again. Raymond started doing this too, just 5 minutes a night. He'd sway gently from side to side while brushing his teeth or waiting for the kettle. He'd take a few slow steps up and down the hallway. No sweating, no strain. But the results were massive. His body started responding. Prostate relief isn't always about medicine. It's about circulation, rhythm, recovery. And here's the big twist you've been waiting for. That one innocent glass of water you drink at 9:30 p.m.? It's not the enemy. It's the warning sign. It tells us something deeper is out of sync. And your body, your amazing body, is trying to send you a message. Not just to stop drinking water late, but to rebalance your entire nightly routine, your bladder, your hormones, your nerves, your mind. They're all connected in this healing symphony, so if you've made it this far in the video, you now know more than most people about how the nighttime routine can make or break prostate health. And now it's your turn to act. Try the 3-hour water rule. 2 hours before bed, no drinks. Dim your lights. Turn off the phone. Breathe deeply. Move gently. And give your prostate the break it has been craving for years. This is your moment. Because what starts with fewer bathroom trips ends with a stronger you. More sleep, more energy, more confidence, more life. You've stayed with us, and that tells me one thing. You care. You're ready to take control of your health, not just react to symptoms. So now, here's what you can do. Like this video if you found it helpful. It lets us know we're making a difference. Subscribe for more, because this is just the beginning. Our source for proven senior health guidance has more to give, and we want to walk this journey with you. And now, the twist ending. For all this talk about avoiding that glass of water, what if I told you there's one thing you should drink at night instead? It's not water, it's not tea. It's something unexpected that can calm the bladder, soothe the prostate, and even help you sleep. But that's a topic for our next video, and you won't want to miss it. Until then, sleep deep, breathe easy, and remember, your prostate hears everything you do at night. Make sure it's hearing kindness,